Joining me today is David Williams, Managing Director at Newport Energy Limited, who will be speaking at IIR's PNG Gas Developments Conference, which takes place on the 15th to 16th of June 2011 in Cairns. Hello David, thanks for joining me today.
It's a pleasure.
First of all, how much gas does PNG actually have?
Well, look, that which has been discovered at the moment, it's about 35 TCF in reserves, but there's a lot of exploration going on, so there's probably a lot more.
And what are the main challenges in actually developing gas projects in PNG?
Well, the main challenge up to date, or up until in the next year or two, has been getting the gas away. There's very little domestic demand. The gas is rich in condensate, so people have wanted to get the condensate out, but where do you send your gas? With the development of the PNG LNG facility, which is slated for completion in about 2014, and I understand they're about to start pouring the concrete in the next couple of months, there'll be a mechanism, there'll be a method to get the gas away, and we know that the LNG market is continuing to grow, and PNG is very well placed from a logistical perspective to the main market being Southeast Asia.
Can you run me through Newport Energy's projects and recent successes in PNG?
Newport Energy is pretty new. It started in 2009, and in 2009 we were awarded the tenement, the Petroleum Prospecting Licence 326. That's the first time the area covered by PPL 326 has been under licence, and it's an area that commences on the southeastern outskirts of Port Moresby. Literally, as you're driving out of Port Moresby, you're in our tenement. And that runs down east, half on the peninsula, half off down towards almost to the end of the peninsula. It's a very large tenement. It's over 16,700 square kilometres. That's the only asset that Newport Energy has at the moment. It is about opening up a new basin, it's greenfields, so there's a lot of work to be done on that. Successes to date have obviously, being early stage, have been fairly limited, but we've managed to pull together all the available data in and around the tenement. And I suppose what we could say one of the real successes was to find over 3,200 line kilometres of 2D data that was shot by the Germans in 1981. And that was thought to be lost, but we've managed to find it, get hold of it, and that now gives us a picture of the basin.
What are your plans for the next 12 months?
Well, the next 12 months is to start getting some more detailed seismic data within the tenement. We've got a little bit that Fugro shot in 2006 along the southern edge, but we need now to start infilling that data. We've already mapped some structures, and the structures are very large, but we now need to start getting some seismic further in. And our first plan is to actually run an onshore seismic program, about 500 kilometres, down existing roads within our tenement, and that would be the first time a Vibe seismic acquisition crew will have been used in PNG. We'll then move on probably towards the latter part of that 12 months to shooting some offshore seismic.
You're speaking at IIR's PNG Gas Developments Conference, which takes place in Cairns on the 15th to 16th of June 2011. What will you be discussing in your presentation?
Well, pretty much it's to outline to people what this area is about. As I mentioned before, it's the first time under licence. It's an area that was thought not to be prospective based on information going back into the 80s and the 90s. So I'll be looking to put the picture as to why the previous thinking was wrong, what we've shown, to show some metrics of the strong leads that we've discovered and what our program is going forward. And also there's some other developments with the company that are occurring at about the same time, and I would expect to actually be able to use the forum to talk about those as late breaking news.
David Williams, many thanks for your time today. We look forward to your presentation at the event in June.
Thanks very much, James.